Hello Internet, my name is Chris, and last time in our basics of cannon theory we had the topic of different kinds of loading. Now this time we are going to look at this hovering platform I have in the air, and I could fly up there if I wanted, but I'm actually going to use this. And what is this? This is my very compact little man cannon, and I also have a tutorial for this, for anybody who wants to know how to build it. But it just utilizes 4 dispensers and equal amount of TNT in each, and then just a button. Let me show you here. It fires pretty far. Just want to stand in the correct place, like so. Okay, so it shoots really far, and even if I had been on survival mode, I wouldn't have taken any damage from that. Okay, so we just go down here on a floating platform. So what is this here, and what do all the signs mean? Well, this here is my experimental cannons. So you can see some of the kinds of cannons I have here are a bit recognizable. This here might look like a booster cannon, but it's different. It has 2 rows of dispensers going, and dispensers for the cannonballs, and it has 2, so we will shoot 2 cannonballs at the same time, which is quite nice. So let's just set the time here. If you just notice those numbers, yes, I actually recorded this right after I recorded the previous episode, but they're not released at the same time. So yeah, but let's see, do we have anything? We don't have anything in this. Just get something to fill it up with. But this is a cannon I call the DoRoDiCa, and that's actually a abbreviation of double row dispenser cannon. Okay, so that's why this cannon over here is called the DoRoDiCa. So quadruple row dispenser cannon, yeah. And this here is called the cloud hammer, but that's for an entirely different reason. But okay, so it's just going to take a little bit to fill this up here. But this cannon here is really nice. I can't remember if I... Oh yeah, I put it through the 64 test, which for you who don't know, I talked about this in a previous episode. But the 64 test is where you fill each dispenser with 64 dispenser TNT, not dispensers, 64 TNT, and then you just fire it until there are no shots left. Now, if nothing happens to your cannon, and if it shoots the same distance almost every time, then it's a perfect score. But if your cannon explodes along the way, it's not a perfect score. So this cannon here got a perfect score because it didn't explode once, and it fired the same distance every time. And I can't remember how long range this was. I think it was do I have it here? Oh yeah, 250 to 400 range. So you can see the range difference is quite big, but yeah, it's still a nice cannon though. If you can get about 400 range, it's pretty good. Keep in mind though, this is raised about, I don't know, this is probably 30 or 40 blocks from the ground. But yeah. Now it also says 22 to 24 shots per minute, but that's because it fires 2 shots at once. Okay, that's why it's a double from this one down here, for example. Okay, do we have everything filled? We do. Okay, let's try to fire it. Okay, and it shoots really fast, which is what I enjoy in these kinds of cannons here. Okay, to have this filled up. Now this cannon here, that was actually quite a bother. No. It's quite a bother to build, because to place this in here, because I had already placed redstone on top of this, as I showed you last time and in the second episode as well, how to place it on top of dispensers. But I had already done that, but when I placed this up here, for some reason this redstone down here didn't work at all, so I had to fill it in like so, where you do like this. And let's say there's no redstone on top of this, so you just right click on this here. So I had to do that for this design to work. But all three of these designs utilize the pressure plate on top of the fence post, which is quite nice. Okay, so let's just see here, everything is filled up. This here has I could make it go through the 64 test. I'm quite positive. I'm positively sure. Can you say that? But I'm quite sure that it will also perfect the 64 test. Whereas the long-range cannon I built, the patent to Chris organization thing, that's not really a thing, but my patent is not patent. Not really sure how you actually pronounce the word. That's quite brilliant. Yeah, Chris, great. But my long-range cannon will not complete the 64 test, as I had tried to do it before, but it exploded about 10 shots in or something. So the front went completely off, which is not good in a cannon if you want it to be really reliable. Now this here fires 600 blocks of range, and there's no spread in the range, because every time I've fired it has gone 600 blocks of range. Let's just check that out. It's quite a nice cannon. As you can see, it fires 2 shots, and this here, it uses 4 rows. It uses 4 rows to fire the 2 bullets, and the 4 rows are together. Let's see how many that is. That's 8 boosted TNT, and how many is that? Got that. 7 times 4. That's 28. Yeah. So 8 boosted TNT and 28. Yeah. See, is this here? No. 28. Yeah. Normal propellant TNT. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. As you can see out here, you might have thought that this was from that cannon, but this is actually from the DoRoDiCa. So the double row one. So you can see it right here, and that is 60 on the x-axis, and because the where it fires from is minus 550, that is 610 blocks of range, which is pretty freaking sweet. So that fires really far. Now you might have been wondering, since I have done tutorials on the long range cannon and the upgraded version, you might have been wondering if I expanded that. Maybe you didn't, but if you did, I can positively say that I did. Not really sure why I'm starting to use the word positively, but I can say that I actually expanded my my long range cannon, and I actually built one that was so big that it could fire 1,000 blocks of range. And I might show that in a different video, I might think, and perhaps a tutorial for it, but it's freaking huge, so it takes forever to manually reload as well. Okay, so now I've featured these two here, these 2 experimental cannons here. This one started out as a dream, not as a dream, as an idea I had before I actually went to sleep, let's say like that, where I thought, what would actually happen if you had 2 dispensers fire out TNT at the same time? And then I thought, why did I only have 1 row, like that one down here, when I could have had 2 rows? And then I thought, why did I only have 2 rows when I could have 4? Now you might be wondering, why did I stop it here and not move it 1 out? But that's because if I did that, there's a chance that this TNT that fell down would land here and the whole thing would explode. So I actually did this. So it doesn't actually fire. It uses, you can see, 8 propellant TNT and then 26 8 booster and 26 propellant TNT. Okay, now what's this here? This looks pretty reminiscent of the sand block shooting cannons I had, and it is quite the same thing, but yeah, it's intended for anvils, which is why I called it the Cloud Hammer. But the thing about it is, it fires so far that so far up into the sky that the anvil or the sand or the gravel will hit the ceiling of the world, and oops. Yeah, sometimes it will fire straight up, but it will fire so at an arch that will hit the ceiling of the world and make the anvil, sand, or the gravel break into the normal block, which is, as you can see here, and it won't land anywhere. And I tried this even in my cannon design world, and it still hit the ceiling of the world. So it's quite an amazing cannon. Now it's just toying with me a little bit right now. Sometimes it goes straight up and straight down. Oh, whoops. Okay, I just removed the button. That's nice. Okay, like so. Okay, not really sure why it's not in a mood to fire correctly this time. Could do it like that, perhaps. There we go. You can see it fires so fucking far up. But if I were to chase it, I'm not gonna do that though, but if I were to, it would eventually just hit the ceiling of the world and fall down as a normal block. Okay, so you might have been hoping for a tutorial on this cannon here, and I will show you one. I'm probably gonna do it down there. Now, I haven't filled this entire thing out yet. I had an idea for a cannon, but I haven't sort of worked that out yet. But I was thinking that perhaps you could do a cannon which had like that, and so for example, let's say like this. So it would actually fire three TNT into the same block instead of 2 into the same block. So yeah, but that was just an idea. Don't you steal it. Okay, so let's see, what do we need? We need a button. We have a button. Yeah. We need a block. We need our TNT for later. We have the dispensers. We need a repeater here. Right, we need a water as well. Then we need a building block. We're just going to use the white one as I usually do. Okay, so we're going to build the DoRoDiCa, or the double row dispenser cannon, but that takes too long to say. Okay, we're just going to build it over here. Or maybe I could build it on a separate floating block. No, I'm not going to do that. It's going to take a little bit too long. Okay, so I'm just going to raise this one from the ground, and we are going to build it like so. So this is just our platform for it to stand, I think. Oh no, never mind. Let's not do that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like this. Remove that. Oh yeah, we need our fence post and pressure plate. You could use a wooden pressure plate, but I wouldn't recommend it because I haven't really tested it out. So it might explode. Not explode, but might activate the what's it called? Yeah, dispensers or whatever when something landed on it. So I'm not really sure if that is really true, but it might. And just because it might, oh, what the fuck? Just because it might, I am not going to do that in a tutorial. I might experiment with it myself, but yeah, okay. It's actually one too big here. Good. Okay, remove the water again. Okay, so we're just gonna remove everything here, like so. Let's get our dispensers in. There we go. Something you might have been wondering, which I am just going to show you here, is why did I have the redstone only going to here and not here? But that's because, for some reason, this dispenser here will act like a block. So when a signal goes into it, it will also activate the block next to it. And that means if I put it here, it would fire out TNT at the same time as the rest of the cannon, which would make it blow up. And that is what happened first time I tried to build it. I was pretty confused why that happened, but after doing some tests I figured out that yeah, that was the problem. Okay. Then you do this here, you build like a trench, like so. Okay, put a block here. And this is for the same reason, because if I send a signal in like this, or like this, then I would also activate the block next to it. But by doing this, and so, I am only activating this block, and that is exactly what we want. Okay, just gonna dig this out here as well. Right. Then we put repeaters in here. Just fill it out entirely. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 repeaters. So the cannonballs are activated the exact same moment that the rest of the propellant TNT explodes. You put all of these to 4 ticks. If you put them differently, it will fire much shittier, so it won't fire as far. And this down on the ground will fire, I think, how much was it? I think it was about 150 blocks range, which really isn't much, but I mean, it fires consistently, so I sort of like the result, even though, because the long range cannon is really quite a bother because it explodes a lot of the time. So having a reliable cannon, which although shoots less range but is reliable, is a great relief. Okay, so let's just do like that. Okay, so we do this to get our redstone on top of the dispensers, like so. And of course you want to make sure that you don't put any on top of these two, the last two here, else your cannon will not work. Or it will work, but it will also explode. So if you know a friend who is building this cannon here, you can put a redstone on top here to explode the cannon. So that's a flaw for anybody who want to sabotage your shit. Okay, so now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 20 blocks. We need to 20 dispensers. So let's get out 20 stacks of TNT. Not really counting these, to be honest. We're gonna figure that out as we go along. Okay, so you can see here, one row is 9, that's 18, and then 2 more is 20. Good. Now one of them is invisible, but that is just a bug. Okay, as soon as you know it's visible again. Okay, so let's just get the light back here. Just filling each one up. And the reason why I'm doing it with blocks of 64 TNT is because if you were to refill it with less, the whole cannon would be very inefficient, because it takes a long time to reload each and every dispenser. But if you reload them with 64 TNT, then that means you can fire it 64 times without having to reload, which is If you fire consecutively is let's see, that's almost 6 minutes where you can fire without interruption. Let's try it out. Don't explode or I will kill you. Good. Okay, we cannot see the hole from here. Okay, let's just, that is 500, minus 543. Okay, now we can see the hole of the explosion. That's about there. What's that? 410 minus 410. Okay, so that is 133. 133. Okay. So I think actually, yeah, that's right. 133. So it fired about 100 and 35. That's right. 135 is what I got it to last time, and I usually round the numbers out. Some might call that falsifying the truth, but I like clean numbers. They're easier to calculate on. But this cannon here, that's just right. The DoRoDiCa 135 blocks of range. Okay, but 135 blocks range is it's not the best. The long range cannon fired with a lesser use, 2 lesser TNT use. It fired 175 from the same base level, and I haven't actually found a cannon which, for the same amount of TNT, can fire that distance. So, but I mean, this is still a great cannon, and you can see from here, if you watch the explosion, and the hole down there, how it will extend. Or maybe not. Maybe I need to go closer. Oh, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so it explodes in a great impact when it hits because there's 2 TNT. Something that is also with this cannon here is if you were to put a block in its path. Let's see here. Let's say I put a block here, like this. T for target. If I put a block there, the TNT would hit it because it shoots along the ground. To watch now. Oop, hit it, and but it goes 4 deep in what is this, sandstone? So that is quite nice. But yeah, it's a nifty little cannon, which I actually really like, and it was born out of an experiment. So it was mostly like, will this work? If not, how much will it explode, and so on. But it's a really great cannon, and I really like it. Okay, I don't like it as much as I like my long range cannon, but it's a close third or second, for third or fourth maybe. But yeah, you might have been wondering, or you might not, but I've been talking about this little empty space in the previous video, and how it will feature the content of the last video, or the last episode in this little tutorial series here. And I'm going to have a category of 3 things. I'm gonna have the the most resourceful, so meaning greatest efficiency out of less or least expense. So, for example, this one here would be a great contender. That one over there, Harry's cannon, because it uses so little resources to fire a great distance. And then I will also have the greatest distance. That could be something like my long-range cannon. And then I will have the best hybrid. And that's probably going to be a long episode where I will do a tutorial on each of them. So look forward to that. But might as well already change the sign to greatest cannons, like so. Okay, but until then, don't forget to leave a like if you like this video, and some feedback on what you thought about this episode, and some criticism also if you thought something could be better. But do say it in a nice way. I don't like the hateful criticism where it's like, oh, you suck. Okay, great. I can't really use that for anything. So, oh, that looks better. Oh dear. So, but if you want to be notified about future uploads from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.